Hello and welcome everybody, it's Rose Smith here from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'm here with this week's Pick a Card Weekly Tarot reading. Just pick a number now between 1 and 5. I'll do a Psychic Tarot interpretation for you. You can have more than one number if you like. If you have 5 numbers, then you'll have a lot to think about. Okay, so we're going to go to the board now. Just a quick reminder, if you are new, subscribe and be alive and hit that notification bell right now. Thank you very much. All right, let's go to the board and let's see what the week has in store. Okay, it is for the week commencing 10th of October 2022, but don't worry about the date because there's no such thing as time in spirit. And you might be watching this in the future and it's still relevant to you in some way. Okay, have you got your number? Let's rock and roll. We're doing card number 1. I actually haven't even got my eyes closed and I see all these little square cubes or boxes. Actually, it's really quite weird because it's sort of similar. I'll show you what I've got here. Let's just go back. All right, so I've had these next to my table for ages, and what I did was asked my husband to make them for me, and they just sort of sat there, and I've just pulled this one out. Okay, so it's got no markings on it. Most of them have got markings that I've penned in there that have got all sorts of different meanings, but this one's completely blank. So it's about time to get out of the box if you've picked card number 1. All right, so that might have been a message to me to start using those blocks that I patiently spent so long writing all the symbols on. Okay, let's go back to the cards now. What I see there is, you know, the sky's the limit. Get out of the box and write your own life, write your own symbols. Let's see what comes up for you if you pick card number 1. The Hangman. All right, maybe it's not time to do that, but all the same, you can still think about it. You can still start planning it. And this is basically saying that it's a time when you're in limbo. The new energies are sort of in the background. You're sort of cognizant of them. You've got some idea that there's a new start in some area of your life, but maybe you don't know the exact direction, or you don't know which way to go, or you're not sure of what they could possibly mean yet. Be patient. Okay, so card number 1, be patient. It won't happen overnight, but it will happen. All right, now card number 2. Card number 2. Closing my eyes. What do I see? Indigo, aqua green, and stripes or smudges, sort of like coming from the top to the bottom. So that makes me think heaven coming down to earth. That makes me think of the angels. Actually, and they were called fallen angels, but they didn't fall. They actually dove. So they came here purposefully, not that they fell out of the sky. And the idea of fallen then says they're doing the wrong thing because they've fallen off their high perch and come down here to earth. And that's that Christian idea of good and evil. But in reality, that's not what it was. These angels came to earth initially with good intentions that they were going to bring us to consciousness. Unfortunately, when they got here, the people, didn't pick up the message, and things degenerated and deteriorated from then. And then we had all sorts of things going on with the Nephilim, the giants, it wasn't very good for humanity at all. But originally, they served a purpose. Okay, so let's see what comes up in the cards. The Fool. Okay, and even now I've said that when I look at this now, I see a giant of a person. I don't see a person of regular stature at all. So a giant. Maybe ask yourself, how can you grow? How can you be standing tall in the situation that you're in. Okay, stand tall in life. Red is about action, green is about growth and opportunity. People, whether you're friends or family or someone you work with, people don't want you to step out and take a risk. You want to take a risk in some way, stepping off a precipice and stepping into the future, but they're saying, hang on. It's important. And these could be more conservative people or more grounded because they've got 4 legs. See, dogs have got 4 legs. 4 legs on the ground, more down to earth. This person, aka the Fool, is stepping out and perhaps is not as grounded. Now, they're either going to sprout wings and fly, or they're going to end up here in the drink. But even if you end up in the drink, that's okay, because deep down in your subconscious there's also sunken treasure. So you might find, as a result of this big situation, whatever it is that's coming up, that you get some sort of spiritual gift out of it, like maybe self-confidence or self-esteem. You learn to value yourself more in some way. That's a major arcana. It's fairly important. Card number 3. I'm walking through the forest. There's light coming down. Glinting. I want to say the word glinting, Glinting. And that's like you get little glimpses of awareness shining through. So you might know where you're going, and it might even look dark, but yet there's a light here for you to follow. So follow the light of your heart. The card that comes up is that one on top, which is the 9 of Cups. It's all about your emotions, coming to the end of a cycle regarding your emotions, and now you're sort of on a spiritual level preparing to start a new cycle, but not quite, but that's coming. But you're sending your hopes and dreams out to the universe, and the universe hears everything that we say. The universe reads our energy better than we read our own energy, in fact. So use your imagination and send those hopes and dreams out to the universe. She's also got red legs here because she takes action about it. She doesn't just dream and fantasize. And even though this is Cups, which is all about the feelings that are associated with it, there is action, okay, that goes with that as well. That's number 3. Now, let's look at number 4. Closing my eyes. What do I see? I see a plane about to take off. It's on the runway, but it hasn't taken off yet. Have you been thinking about travel? It might be that it's not happening right now, but it's in the future sometime. And not terribly far. We're talking months. We're not talking years and years. Weeks or months here with this vision. So yes, travel, but at the very least, it means something is about to take off in your life, okay? A new idea is about to take flight. So a lot of time thinking. It's good to go and think by yourself without sitting there watching YouTube. Go outside and do some gardening. I need to, that's for sure. The card that comes up flew out of my hand. This one, I'm chasing it around the board. Is the Ace of Cups, again about your emotions. There you go. See all that water coming down there? That's like vitality and energy, and it's good health and well-being. So if you have been feeling a bit down in the dumps, if your health is sort of feeling a bit fragile, or you feel unmotivated, you can't get up and get going and get some stuff done, there could be some sort of change in the heavens around that. It's more on a spiritual level, but it will come down to the physical and affect you on a physical level as well. Also your emotions, okay? So some really pleasant, beautiful emotions coming through to you, the start of something new, okay? The Ace of Cups. Sometimes this is to do with romance or relationships, and your relationships with other people improve. Now, there's a little bird that just flew onto a branch outside the window here as I said that, and he's flown away, but he was just adding extra emphasis to what I was saying. The flights of fancy, and again, the theme seems to be about your imagination, your fantasy life, all the way through these cards. So, you know, it is important. It's important to be grounded and practical and to have imagination and a fantasy life, okay? Because that gives you some hope and faith for the future, makes your life more exciting, gives you brilliant ideas that you can pursue and actually turn into physical realities. If you didn't have a dream or an imagination, you wouldn't start anything. So it's really important. Okay, so I remember decades ago, my husband and I used to have this debate about, you know, he used to say, oh, you're Fantasyland. He's an engineer, right? So, oh, you're Fantasyland stuff, you know. And I said, well, if you don't have that, you don't even have the idea to get started. So, you know, all the practicality down is worth nothing if you don't have the idea in the first place. So anyway, over the decades, he has admitted defeat on that point. All right, card number 5. Card number 5. 5 is alive. All right, closing my eyes now. These are suddenly turned into playing cards. And there's the Queen here in front of me, Queen of Diamonds, a red diamond here in front of me. Diamonds are heat and pressure, and you might have been through quite a stressful time, but now what's happening is you've risen above that, or you are in the process of rising above that to a higher level of self-sovereignty, okay? Being able to, you know, direct your life as you should, you know. Direct your life as you intend. Okay, let's see what card comes up. It's the Page of Pentacles. The page actually works for the royals. The page brings the news. This is the person, you know, in the old days, before I was born, in fact, would come to the castle and tell the royals, the king and the queen, the news of the land. They bring news, okay? And because I'm optimistic, I often think it's good news, and because it's Pentacles, there's a very noisy bird out there now. I don't know what type of bird it was. I don't know if you heard that, but it was very noisy. Bringing our attention to what I'm saying here. Pentacles, your money, your earthly pursuits, your possessions, perhaps your home. And there's some activity there. This red, you need to take some action around these things. Maybe it's just tidying up and organising, particularly if you're in Australia or New Zealand, the southern hemisphere, and we're going into spring. Now is the time to clean out your wardrobe. I just did all my handbags. Oh my God. So many old receipts and things, you know, in your handbags. So have a good clean out. Your handbag is about your identity. So it's very important to clean that out. And just look around your house and look for clutter. Maybe you want to sell some things on Facebook Marketplace or Gumtree if you're in Australia, or give them to the op shops. Be careful with clothing with the op shops, so you need to go and do some investigations there. A lot of second-hand clothing is ending up in landfill in other countries, so do investigate that first. Black, you're not aware of all of the situations around, you know, all of the energy around this situation regarding your physical possessions or money, but you do have some awareness. This white collar here, you could be talking to other people, communicating about the things that you're tidying out, for example. So I believe this is good news about your finances. You could get some sort of bonus, more money coming through to you, or you save some money, or, you know, see some way to make money. And maybe that is through having a tidy up around the home. All right, so these are our cards. We've only got one major arcana this week. Oh, sorry, two major arcanas this week for card number 1 and 2. This suggests a normal sort of week for many people. And maybe, you know, there's a lot here about emotions as well. So getting in touch, very positive sorts of emotions. You might feel a sense of achievement as you clean up around your home and clean up your life. Now, just to finish off, now that I've had this bag here, and I just stick my hand in, it's just an old bag, and I just stick my hand in and close my eyes and see which one I come out with. I have to think of a title, what these are actually called. Wow, that's amazing. The same thing again, blank. Okay, so you can write your own message to yourself. You can program yourself this week with whatever message you want. I say make it positive. Maybe you want to do a 2 or 3 pronged message. So I let go of the past as I happily welcome the future. So there's 2 parts to it, letting go of the past and bringing something in. Nature doesn't like a void. Or a vacuum. So when you let go of something, it's really important to fill it with something that's healthy and wholesome. Okay, so that's it. Hope it's helpful for you. Have a wonderful week, everyone, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks and bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website, absolutesoulsecrets.com, for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.